When your cat looks at you, do you ever wonder what they actually feel? Some people say cats are distant, independent, even a little cold. They say cats tolerate humans, but they don't really love them the way dogs do. But that idea couldn't be further from the truth, because cats do love their humans, deeply. The problem is, they don't show it in ways most people recognize. Cats evolved as subtle communicators. Their affection isn't loud or obvious. It's quiet, almost hidden. And unless you know exactly what to look for, you might miss the signs completely. But once you understand them, you start realizing something surprising. Your cat may have been telling you they love you every single day. Let's start with one of the most misunderstood signals of all. 1. They slow blink at you. Have you ever caught your cat staring at you from across the room and then slowly closing their eyes? Most people assume their cat is just sleepy, but what's actually happening in that moment is something much deeper. In the animal world, eye contact can be a threat. Predators stare, rivals stare. Direct eye contact can signal danger. So when your cat looks at you and then deliberately closes their eyes, they're doing something incredibly vulnerable. They're telling you they trust you enough to look away. Researchers from the University of Sussex studied this exact behavior and discovered that cats use slow blinking as a form of positive social communication. In other words, that slow blink is the feline equivalent of a smile. And here's the beautiful part. When humans slow blink back, cats are more likely to approach them and relax. It becomes a conversation. Your cat blinks, you blink back. And in that silent moment, something important happens. Your cat understands that the bond between you is safe. 2. They follow you from room to room. Have you ever noticed that no matter where you go in the house, your cat somehow ends up there too? Kitchen, bedroom, bathroom, suddenly there they are. Most people think this means your cat wants food, but often food has nothing to do with it. Cats are naturally independent animals. When they want space, they disappear. They find quiet corners and spend hours alone without any problem at all. So when a cat repeatedly chooses to stay near you, that decision means something. Behavioral researchers call this proximity maintenance. It's a behavior seen in many bonded species, including primates and even human infants. The individual maintains physical closeness to someone they feel safe with. Your cat isn't necessarily asking for attention. They're simply choosing to exist in the same space as you, which for a naturally solitary animal is one of the strongest social signals they can give. In other words, your cat doesn't follow you because they need something. They follow you because they want to be near you. 3. They headbutt you. It might look funny when your cat walks up and presses their head against your face or hand. Some people call it a headbutt. Others call it a bonk. But in the cat world, this behavior has a much more meaningful name. It's called bunting. Cats have scent glands on their cheeks, forehead, and chin. When they press their head against you, they're leaving behind pheromones that mark you as part of their territory. But this isn't about ownership the way humans think about it. In cat colonies, members share a communal scent. It's how they recognize who belongs to the group. So when your cat rubs their head against you, they're blending your scent with theirs. They're saying something incredibly simple. You're part of my family. And the reason they repeat this behavior over and over again is because scent fades over time. Every headbutt is a reminder, a quiet way of reinforcing the bond between you. 4. They bring you gifts. If your cat has ever dropped a toy at your feet, you probably assumed they wanted to play. And sometimes that's true, but other times the meaning runs deeper. In the wild, mother cats bring prey back to their kittens, not just to feed them, but to teach them how to hunt. It's an instinct deeply wired into their behavior. So when your cat brings you a toy, a sock, or sometimes even something they caught outside, they may be acting on that same instinct. From your cat's perspective, they might think you're a little helpless. After all, you never chase anything, you never hunt, you just open a strange cold box and magically produce food. It's confusing, so your cat steps in. They bring you something valuable, something they worked for. And while it might not always be convenient for you, from your cat's point of view, that gift is an act of care. They're sharing their world with you. 5. They need you with their paws. If your cat has ever climbed onto your lap and started rhythmically pushing their paws into you, you've witnessed a behavior called kneading. Some people call it making biscuits. And it might look random, but its origin goes all the way back to kittenhood. When kittens nurse from their mother, they knead her belly to stimulate milk flow. It's a behavior associated with comfort, safety, and warmth. Most cats grow out of kneading other cats, but many continue doing it with their humans. Why? Because in that moment, they feel the same sense of security they felt as a tiny kitten. When your cat needs you, they're not just getting comfortable, they're revisiting one of the earliest memories of safety in their life. And somehow, they've connected that feeling with you. 6. They show you their belly. Few things are more tempting than a cat rolling onto its back and exposing its belly. But here's something important to understand. A cat's belly is the most vulnerable part of their body. It protects their vital organs, and in the wild, exposing it would be extremely dangerous. So when a cat rolls onto its back in front of you, they're making themselves completely defenseless. That's not something cats do lightly. Now, here's where many owners get confused. Showing the belly does not always mean they want it rubbed. Sometimes it's simply a display of trust, a silent message that says, "I feel safe enough around you to let my guard down." And for an animal whose survival instincts are built around caution, that level of vulnerability speaks volumes. 7. They sleep near you. Sleep is when a cat is at their most defenseless. In the wild, predators often strike when animals are resting. That's why many cats choose hidden, protected places to sleep. So when your cat climbs onto your bed and settles next to you, they're making a decision that goes against their survival instincts. They're choosing you as their safe place. In 2019, researchers at Oregon State University conducted an attachment study on cats and their owners. The results surprised a lot of people. Over 60% of cats showed what scientists call secure attachment to their humans, the same attachment style seen in babies bonding with caregivers. When the owner left the room, the cats showed signs of stress. When the owner returned, the cats relaxed. That's not indifference, that's a real emotional bond. And when your cat sleeps beside you, they're expressing that bond in the most vulnerable way they can, because sleep requires trust, complete trust. Cats don't express love the way humans do. They don't hug you, they don't write it down, they don't say the words out loud. Instead, their love shows up in quiet behaviors. A slow blink across the room, a soft headbutt against your hand, a toy left beside you, a warm body curled up next to you at night. Small moments that are easy to overlook if you don't know what they mean. But once you understand the language cats use, those little actions start to feel very different. Because suddenly you realize something. Your cat wasn't being distant, your cat wasn't being mysterious, they were just loving you in their own quiet way. And to them, that love is simple. You are not just the person who feeds them, you are not just the person who shares their home. To your cat, you are their safe place.